Okay, we're having a couple of issues with the PC this week, but I wanted to make sure I got a video out, and today there's actually something kind of cool I wanted to talk about, the Elgato Key Light Neo. Here's the thing, I wasn't expecting this to be as good as it is, but I want to show you as an example. Right now I have my key light up here, which is lighting me. I also have one in the background over there. I'm going to go ahead and turn this one off like so, and you can see there's a bit of a dramatic difference here. But then, in fact, I'm actually going to do this all in one take so you can see. Key light, big light up here, turn that off. Come over here. Look, this is the Key Light Neo on the lowest brightness. This was what I was concerned about. I was like, there's no way this little thing is going to be as good as that. It's a very ghetto way of doing it, I know, but I just want to make sure you can see. Look at this. That's, dude. Let me turn this down a little bit. What's even more impressive is the fact that you can actually change the temperature of this light as well. I'll walk you through how to do this in a second, but like we can make it super warm like this and have a cool contrast with the blue background. It doesn't really go with what I'm looking for here, but then we can set it to a nice super cool light like this. Here's the lighting situation with the Key Light Neo, and there's the key light. I was not expecting this thing to be as good as it is, and in all honesty that annoys me because I wish I had one of these when I started out. Okay, let me walk you through how it works. Also, I'm sorry if the audio kind of sucks. I've got to use this because I'm trying to fix that. It's only for this episode. Okay, so there are 3 buttons on the Key Light Neo, technically 4 if you count the dial right here, and they all have different things to make it an absolute joy to use, regardless of whether you're connecting this to the Control Center app, which I assume is how most people are going to control this, either from their PC or their phone. Doesn't matter where you are, you can control everything, the lightness, the temperature, on, off, or you can even put it together with the Elgato Stream Deck. So let's say you're a little bit old school. You just want to hook this up to a tripod, which you can do because there's a tiny little thread down here, and you can use this as your hair light, which is what this guy over here is actually being used for, because if we turn that off, you'll see that I lose all of this and I'm not really separated from the background. That's what I would use this for personally. But even if you wanted to use this as a main video light, regardless of whether you're streaming or you're just shooting product videos, whatever it is, this does the job. It does everything you need it to do. So we'll get into the techie stuff later, but let's say you just want to control this from this. You don't want to have to mess around with any tech or software. The functionality is super simple. You have a power button up here, which is right next to the dial, and you can tap this and it turns on. Then once the Key Light Neo is turned on, you can use the dial to control the brightness, and then you push into the dial and then you can control the temperature. So you can go super warm or you can go super cold. So that's incredibly simple. I want to set mine to 4,200 Kelvin. So getting that specific information, I've got to dial it in on the app, and you'll be able to tell which is which, because if you press this down and it flashes twice, that means that you're on temperature. And if you press it once, that means you're on brightness. Flash twice, temperature, scroll down, make it cool, make it warm, then flash once, change the brightness all the way up or all the way down, like so. So what about these other 2 buttons here? Well, these are your preset buttons. So let's say you just want to have a light ready to go for all of your recording stuff. You want it to be as super bright as possible, and you just want to be able to get all that information by tapping it, so you don't have to dial it in every single time you do something. Well, that's what these are for. These are your presets, your profiles. We're going to tap number 1, and then we're going to turn the brightness all the way up. Then I want to change the temperature to around about 4,200 Kelvin, which is what I prefer using. We're going to want it a little bit warmer than that. I'm eyeballing this somewhere around there. Then we're going to hold the profile or preset button down for 3 seconds, and it's going to flash, meaning that it's saved that profile or that preset. Now for the second preset, I want to have a really warm tone, something like this. And I also want to turn the brightness down a little bit, so it's a bit more of like a reading, relaxed atmosphere that I could use as an accent light. Once you've dialed that one in, you can hold the button down and it will save that preset again. It's going to flash to tell me that it's saved. And now if we tap the preset number 1 button, it's going to go to our recording light. I still can't get over how bright this thing is. And tapping number 2, we can go to our nice warm reading light like that. I actually kind of like the contrast between the orange and the blue background. Which do you prefer? I know it sounds like a generic comment, but normally I would go super cool lighting, something like this. This is kind of a vibe. It makes me look tanned. I thought it was impossible. I'm British, we don't know what a tan is. But there we go, that is how you set up and use the Key Light Neo manually. I'm going to make another video at some point in the near future when I've got that thing fixed. I'm going to walk you through how to not only set up the Control Center app, which I've also showcased during my Key Light review. There'll be a link in the description if you want to check that one out. Very similar in terms of setting it up and features and things like that. And in that same video, it'll be part of my Stream Deck Secrets series. I'll also show you how to set up the Key Light Neo and use it with the Elgato Stream Deck. I do want to give a massive thank you to Elgato for sending this one out, they did send me the Neo series, every single bit of it, the Capture, the Wave Neo, all of it, but I haven't been asked to say anything nice about it. If it sucked, I would tell you it sucks, but I think that you can see it, you can see how good it performs. I wish I had this kind of budget-friendly tech when I started out making YouTube videos, because I used to buy these cheap soft boxes from Amazon for like 100 quid, and I just couldn't justify it because they were so bad. I also got a baking tin once, and I filled it with LED strips and put a piece of paper over the top so that I had this kind of terrible looking DIY light that was diffused. Don't do what I did. Please, if you're looking for some kind of lighting solution, consider this. There'll be an affiliate link down below because I'm an Elgato ambassador. First time trying this thing. I'm super impressed, and I hope that if they ever do like a Mark II, a second version of this, they make one with a battery, because that is my only complaint, the fact that this is such a versatile tool, but it has to have this. It's not a big deal because this, I suppose, is intended to be up there with the computer at your streaming setup. If this had a battery pack, just something you could just slide in here, dude, that would be a game changer. Thank you once again to Elgato. Stay tuned for that tech review where we integrate this with everything else. I love your faces, you're amazingly beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next one.